Hello, this is Walt Smith on BlueMoonRisingTV, back with a special edition, Top of the League. Without further ado, let's have a look at some of those negative comments. Abdul Anar, think Man United are going to win the league. Seriously, Blue, you need to man up on this front. The season was going to have many ups and downs and many bumps in the long road, but guarantee you one thing, we're going to finish above them. When United actually went top, if you went down your local bookmakers, you actually saw that Manchester City, well, they were still favourites. City have a far better starting 11, and there's not one outfield player that I would actually swap for United for one of ours over the course of a season. We're far more consistent. United, if you look at their fixtures, they've actually had an easy start to this season. Arsenal and arguably Swansea are the only two quality teams that they've actually faced thus far. Since Alex Ferguson left that club, do you know how many major competitions they've actually won? Yes, folks, it's 0. This is despite actually spending a truckload of money on new signings. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you've got to be competing at least. That 3-0 battering that Arsenal actually inflicted on Manchester United is possibly the funniest thing I've seen since my mate Barry pooed the bed on a stag do. I've not actually met a Man United fan in real life. I wish. I've not actually met a Man United fan in real life who is going to tell me that they're going to win the league. So Abdul, enjoy the season, enjoy the ups, enjoy the downs, and remember, in the famous words of the song, don't stop believing. LSC Review King, talking about our owners. Of course they don't have a clue. Not a lot of owners do. For them, it's an investment. I have to say I've enjoyed the last few days at Liverpool and the goings on there. Watching Rodgers actually get the sack, and so many Scousers actually really happy with the events unfolding. And I always think, be careful what you wish for. Liverpool actually built a fantastic destiny in the past, and they were probably the best team in England, and probably, some would say, Europe. But the attitude of the fans, I feel, has stayed the same. And folks, the game's moved on. Some of Liverpool's fan base, I feel, is still stuck in their glory era of the 70s and 80s. To put this into a little bit of perspective is, the last time Liverpool won the league, Maggie Thatcher was still Prime Minister. Nobody had heard of the internet. And Phil Collins dominated the charts. Now kids, if you've not actually heard of Phil Collins, I would suggest don't look him up. Do yourself a favour. Who was the last world-class player that Liverpool actually bought? And don't give me Suarez. When they bought him, he was a risk at the time with, well, his biting episodes in Holland. So Liverpool actually turned him into a world-class player. And then what did they do? They sold him. Liverpool now are a selling club. If you don't believe me, ask Raheem Sterling. Liverpool have actually only mounted one title challenge in the last few years. Brendan Rodgers actually provided that for them. As he actually slipped down to 5th or 6th, where their wage bill suggests they should be, what do they go and do? They sack him. Some Liverpool fans actually, I feel, have to get hold of the fact that they're a selling club on 5th and 6th is what's actually expected these days. On the plus side for Brendan, he'll get a lot more time to devote time to his new passion, himself. Dom Cooper. Load of SH1T, City are back. Match fixing as always. Aguero got away with an offside goal by like 2 yards, while we called offside when we were on by 2 yards, making it a disallowed goal. Meaning we could have been 2 up. Would have been a completely different game. Cheers for that, Dom Cooper. You actually cheered up my day no end. Now, Dom Cooper's one of these type of posters who I would suggest has a breathalyzer unit next to his computer, and if he's over the limit by a little bit, the computer just simply shuts down. Newcastle are actually one of my favourite away supporters when they come to our place, and it's one of my favourite places to go and watch City away. They showed real class to Newcastle fans, I felt, was when Aguero was subbed off the pitch to a man they all stood up and applauded, and that was after him putting 5 goals past him. If we're honest, Blues, if Sheikh Mansour hadn't actually invested in our club, that could be our team struggling near the bottom every year. And fair play to them for turning up in numbers. But he bought us, so we don't. To go back to Dom, well, let's actually look at his points, one at a time. Match fixing. Dom, if you can actually get one shred of evidence that there was any match fixing involved in that game, I will personally go out and buy a Newcastle top and wear it on a Walters glass half full. Aguero, offside. If eagle-eyed Alan Shearer couldn't have spotted that, nobody could. Steve McLaren couldn't spot it, the Newcastle players couldn't spot it, the Newcastle fans couldn't spot it. Alan Shearer actually told the nation with a straight face that this was onside. 2 up at half time, a different game. To be honest, mate, the way City came out of the blocks in the second half, That's possibly the best 20 minutes of City I've ever seen. Dom, on a serious note, I would suggest that you take up decent hobbies, maybe walking, to get rid of some of that anger. That about sums up another week of Walter's Glass Half Full. Now, if you've enjoyed the video, leave a little like below. If you need some positivity injected into your blue world, leave a comment. Oh, it's time for another.